What's going on, world? I'd like to welcome you to the Michael C. James podcast. My name is
One
Marco. I
hundred
got
with you,
a good
bro.
brother with me, my lifelong friend Joshua. Hold on before
It's
we
good
start,
man.
Josh. Take this out, man. I remember, man, you remember when you had that gray Lincoln
Yeah,
and we had that CD? The CD got stuck in your CD player, man. And we rode around the whole summer listening to Too Short, man. I don't know why I thought about that. You remember
that
that?
was that was two short cocktails.
Yeah, that was the whole summer, man. We listened to that CD the whole summer doing our thing,
Man,
I was doing it, man. I ain't never heard that album again. I never knew what album it was, man.
hey,
You know what
was
I'm saying?
that you though? Was that
Yeah.
you that got the CD to come out one day? Then what we do? We put the CD right back in, and it was stuck
Yeah, I hit the
again. I said, "Oh shit!"
we
I said, "Oh
tried.
shit, it's fixed." And we put the CD right back in, and it was stuck again for the rest of the summer.
Man, we was riding. I just pushed the button, it came out. I don't know. I
Right.
think I pushed it back in. I think. I don't know. But yeah, that was just a classic, man. But what's going on? What you been up to, my brother?
Everything good. Trying to do
Yeah,
something different. You know what I mean? Went
yeah,
from what we do. We made mad changes in the last 5, 10 years.
yeah,
You know what I
you
mean?
know.
I'm out here in Winter Haven, Florida right now, driving a semi truck, staying out of that cold.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot can change,
Yeah,
man. If you get your mind right, you know what I'm saying, get to thinking properly, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's what we up to, man. And just, I don't know, it take a lot of people time. Some people it don't, you know what I mean?
right, right.
You gotta just
But
build
that
on,
that but that made me think. I mean, we do gotta change our thinking, man, because our community is messed up right now,
yeah,
and I think it starts right with our relationships. You know what I mean?
right.
Like I was on social media a couple years ago, and it's just always stuck with me. I saw a lady from Louisiana. She was on there complaining about this dude that asked her what she cooked for dinner, and can he come over and get a plate? And she was
Hmm.
mad. She was like, "No, I got 4 kids, and what you think? Why do he think he about to come over here and eat with us? You know what I
Right.
mean? But that's not the part that got me to thinking so hard. The part that got me to thinking so hard was I've said that same thing to a lady, and I've heard other guys say that to ladies. The thing that gets me is they got the same game in Louisiana that we got up in Michigan. So is it
Yeah,
really game? I mean, we think we got mad fire game, but everybody is saying the same thing to the chicks. You know what I mean?
it's
And
not.
so then you got the chicks. As soon as another guy say the same thing to her, she's thinking he's just like that other guy that asked me for a plate. It's hard to give this new guy a chance.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you gotta
mean,
look. It's old game, but it still works. It depends on where you at. They 20 years late wherever they was at, and like us, like
I
we used to say
mean,
that that was like the thing to say. You know what I'm saying? Just really just trying to get in the house. You know what I mean? Oh, can I come meet with
that's
you?
it.
But
Yeah, we don't really
look,
want the plate. We just want to come over. Exactly.
you're right. But see, it was a smart guy out there. It was a genius though. Even way back then, years ago, that said, "Hey, why don't you let me come over and bring some food to feed you and your kids?" You get what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah.
smart guy. That's the one that got in the
Right.
door. You know what I mean? That's the one that
Right.
did it right.
Shit, the guys that said, "Let me get a plate," a lot of them get in the door. But then
Yeah,
it ends up the same exact cycle. You know what I mean? 2, 3 years later, one of the people that just messed up the whole relationship, either
yeah,
on some cheating or wrecked her car or she wrecked his car, just any some type of bullshit that happened. You know what I mean? And it's not
yeah.
authentic, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? If you really like a woman, you should be authentic with her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tell her exactly how you feel, what you want to do. And if you're not ready to do that, don't sit up here and tell this woman that you want to be her man and you still got some more chicks you want to tame. You know what I mean? You still want to there's still some more draws you want to get into. So if you
Yeah.
still got other women on your mind, you still want other draws, don't even play with these ladies, man, because it's messing our whole community up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You
look at
true.
how much. I never had a father in the home ever. I don't even think my mom ever had a boyfriend when I was coming up. I know plenty of other guys never had a father in the home, and I'm seeing. Well, I'm reading statistics now that I'm old enough to pay attention, and I think it's something like a household with a father in it. The young males in that household are like 60% less chance of going to prison. And even if a single father raises the children have like a 70% chance of not going to prison. Just when you have a father in the home, or even just a single father raising kids, the kids aren't likely to go to prison at all. But single moms, they can't do it all by themselves. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
mean, we got
Yeah.
to be more serious about what we doing with these ladies, man. I mean, too many of us go to the club on Friday, get drunk, get a chick pregnant, don't even know her last name. You know what I mean? And it's the lady's fault too. She shouldn't be letting the man smash, or even smash without a condom, just meeting them that night. I mean, it
Right.
happens way too much, man. It happens way too much. We got to start being more mindful of what we doing.
Yeah, it's a different day now, man. These women doing great out there. You know, they really kind of, you know, raising these kids, man, a lot better, man, and you know, bringing them up the right way, taking them on trips, man, learning a lot, man. You know, but like you say, the man in the house is crucial. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But a lot of
cool.
these,
But once a
yeah,
young man, I didn't mean to
mm-hmm.
cut your wisdom off, but once a young man gets to thinking he's grown, it's hard for that lady to be able to control him. And then a lot, and I'm seeing something like what you're talking about, but it's a little bit, it's messed up. Like, if you ever seen this on Instagram, dude pulls up to the house because his son was getting in trouble. So he checking his son. And the mom come out, she like, don't talk to my son like that. And she was like, he don't want to come over your house because your house is too strict. He said, my house isn't strict, it's discipline. I'm not just gonna let no little kids come in the house and run over my crib. You know what I mean? And so now she talking about she about to go buy the boy some shoes just to pacify his feelings because his dad yelled at him. She done forgot that the kid messed up. He really did something wrong. I mean, I'm getting the story all mixed up, but you get the gist of it. You know what I mean? The young man really did something wrong at school, and his dad was checking him about it. And his mom just, you know how women get when y'all ain't together no more. She want to be the savior, but she need to let that man raise his son the best that he knows how. I mean, he lucky he's still coming around checking the little guy for it. You know
Right.
what? That's the whole thing. It's just we got to have fathers and mothers in the home with the women, and we got to start being more authentic. Stop trying to get draws all the time. I mean, I know we a lot older now. We done matured, and some people just gonna go right over their head. Even guys our age, just gonna go right over their head. But we can't just be out here looking for draws anymore, man. We gotta be grown men. We can't just play house. We gotta actually be the head of the household. You can't call
Right.
yourself the head of the household when you're not doing it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, but
seen
like you
guys
said,
move in with a chick, and now they think they the head of the household because they both the man and the woman live. No, you're not the head of the household if it's her crib. How you the head
no,
of the household? You know what I mean? But I mean, you should be the head of the household, even though it's her crib. Because I mean, we grown men, but we got to do better, man. We have to. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but we got to do better.
yeah, but you gotta say like raising them kids, man. I don't know if women. I'm not gonna say women intentionally do it, but like say if them and the father fall out, or she, you know, go her separate ways because the father not doing what he's supposed to do, or he did something to her. She move on, go her direction, he go his. Regardless of what the man do, a woman might not know, but she probably don't understand that she's putting. So you got a 10-year-old kid. If you saying, "Oh, your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that," the whole life when the kid is 10 or 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, 14, 15, by the time you hearing that 4 or 5 years, his daddy ain't shit to him. So if his dad is even coming around trying to raise him, all he can know is, you ain't shit. My mama said you ain't never did nothing. You ain't never this. You ain't never that. He's not the big father figure. He's not looked at that way. because the mama's
Yeah.
already down like to the son that he's not nothing. That's a lot of the problem too. You get what I'm saying?
You know what else that does?
Hmm?
That also makes the kid feel like he ain't shit.
Hmm. I ain't shit like you. You know, a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
You know,
Once he get a little bit older and he start messing with chicks and he just automatically he done heard it so much that his dad ain't shit. He
hmm.
gonna start thinking he ain't shit.
Or
This
they
is
say
how we
you
do
ain't
it. You know what I
shit,
mean?
or they gonna say you ain't gonna be shit just like your daddy and all that type of shit. You know, raising the kid up that way with that
Yeah.
negativity. But they don't teach that to a girl. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know,
That's right.
if a woman has a past, she's not gonna tell her. You know, she's gonna make sure she tell her daughter what type of man to look for and watch out for this, watch out for that. But they'll let their son just be out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Just basically
Yeah.
doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta raise the whole family, not just one part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing to get everything moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why you gotta have a man in the home. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I mean, yeah, I've seen plenty of women do it, and they did a great job as far as they could go. But they still needed a man in the home to balance things out. That's why God made man and woman. You gotta balance each other out. You know what I mean?
Whether
If
father,
you got
stepfather, you know, a lot of
yeah,
guys a lot of guys, came up, became great people just from having their uncle around. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Stuff like
yeah,
that. The big uncle around, teaching him a lot. Just a man, period, around, to give you
right,
some type
right,
of guidance, teach you a few things, man. Let know it ain't always about playing around, just joking,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Give you a foundation, man. I remember my granddad used to have me working with him all the time. He was a carpenter, man, and about a year or two later, people was asking me, "Can I do shit?" I didn't even know I knew how to do it. I just remember doing it with him.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you do concrete? Oh, put some concrete down, man. I can do that. Drywall,
Right.
yeah. But all it was I done seen him do that 100 times. It can't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, just teach people. Give them something to see besides, people getting drunk, getting high, or being in the streets, people arguing, fighting. You know what I'm saying? I look at, a lot of things a product of, how I came up around my boys. A lot of things they do probably because they see me do it. So I'm to blame too. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be honest, I just can't blame everybody else. That's why you got to learn to have these conversations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I heard Charleston White. He said, I mean, he kind of Charleston White. I want to say I respect him, but I can't because I see him do some weird shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But he made a good point. He said,
Yeah.
whenever a woman raises a son, the little boy gonna be thinking he's cute because that's all he ever seen his mom do. She just getting cute all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or she's gonna be really emotional in situations where a man will be chilling and be thinking through it. You know what I'm saying? Not that women don't think, but sometimes women they don't when it comes to a man situation, they don't understand how we supposed to move. They think everybody can move the same. And no, we're men. We can't move like that. You know what I mean? We move a little different. But Charleston White was saying that when a woman raises the child gonna grow up and in certain situations where a man that knows how men operate would be like he just walk away from a situation where the guy that was raised by a woman, he's gonna be emotional and he might end up shooting somebody or getting shot or you know what I mean? He's gonna take it too far. Where a regular grown man would be like, man, they tripping. I'm just gonna go on about my business. You know what I mean? But he said that a man is gonna teach a child to be cool, where a woman is gonna teach a child to be emotional. A woman's gonna teach a boy to be an emotional man, where a man is gonna teach a boy to be a cool, intelligent man. You know what I mean? More intellectual. He's gonna think through the situations instead of flipping out with emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 That's
But
true.
it's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Charles
That,
White,
that's
he different. He a different guy. He funny, man, but he a funny
he,
guy,
he
man.
makes sense. He
He be
makes
making
sense
a
just
lot of sense.
when he started. Uh,
He be making a lot of
he
sense
makes
though. He makes a lot of sense.
he makes sense
Sometimes he
just when he started trying to act tough. That's when
he
he
got
gets on my nerve.
You know, sometimes he come, he come out left field with it, but he be making sense, man. You know what I'm saying?
He makes
That's
sense. Just when the only thing I don't like, when I start having to feel different is when he start trying to beef with somebody and he start talking like he's tough. I don't see it. You know what I mean? I mean, I just don't see it. I don't think he's tough. He always talking about he gonna call the police on somebody. And anyway, I ain't really trying to get on Charleston White. I'm just saying he made a good point right there though. When a woman raises a young man, the young man grows up, he's emotional, he's worried about being cute all the time. You know what I'm saying? When a man raises a boy into manhood, he already has an idea of what a man is supposed to be. He doesn't have to wonder because he saw how his father, his uncle, his older brother, somebody showed him how to do it. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
When it's just a woman and a child, she doesn't know how to teach him how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying everybody that's somebody, uh Farrakhan, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, anybody in that position is going to tell us that the first place we need to start working on is in our own home. Make our family strong, then our community is going to be strong. So that's what we need to focus on, man. We gotta stop. When I was a little kid, man, all the older guys ever said to me, they always was like, man, how many girlfriends you got? And you know me being a stupid little kid, I'm probably 7. I'm like, I got 10 girlfriends. And they're like, what's their names? And I just start naming off names, and they like, okay, all right. No, I'm lying, you know what I'm saying? I don't got one girlfriend, but they making you feel like you gotta be this big. You gotta have more than one woman. They didn't say, do you have a girlfriend? It's always how many girlfriends you got. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that's what we need to start. We gotta start teaching our young men that it's okay to have one woman and it's okay to get married. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
that's
I'm gonna
that's
teach my
all.
son he could get married straight out of high school if he want to. You know what I mean? I'm not that dude talking about you gotta have fun while you're young. That's the only place that I see other cultures beat us. You know what I'm saying? Think about any other culture. You know what I'm saying? They get married straight out of high school, straight out of college, and they starting a life right then and there. Where we always talking about we gonna have some fun first, or I'm too young to get married. You know how many times I heard somebody in America say they too young to get married, and you look over in India, you look over in Saudi Arabia, their parents already know who their kids is gonna marry before the kids know.
Those
They're like,
are
when my
arranged
son turned 18, yeah, yeah. And do you know what?
marriages. That's
Only
wealth.
4%.
That's
No,
wealth. You
no,
know
look
what?
at this right here. Yeah, that's wealth. But look at this right here. Only 4% of arranged marriages end in divorce. How many, do you know the percentage of love marriages that end in divorce? Like 70%. Arranged marriages, only 4% end in divorce.
But you
4%.
you got to look like you say. You know what I'm saying? It's always two sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that sounds cool and all that. India, you get married, but see, that's arranged marriages. That is to keep the wealth in the family. You know what I'm saying? That's the you raised to be that. That's what generational wealth is. You've been bred your whole life for that person. You know what I'm
Everybody,
saying?
everybody is raised. Everybody is raised for that,
They
except for
trying to
us.
generation, just like everybody. What I'm saying is us coming from nothing. Even like black people, they coming from where just for your mother to get milk and eggs, or she not working back in the '70s, they had to put the daddy out the house just for them to get benefits. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want us to be
Exactly.
together as a family. They didn't
Exactly.
let us do that. And what we do,
So
we went
now that
out
we
on
know that,
yeah, listen though, we went out on the streets trying to provide it another way. Then that's where the prison came in at. Now most of the fathers is in prison. See, it's like it's way different than just racism. It was so racist, most racism against us that they took everything that we could do to make it to go ahead. They took it all from us. You know what I'm saying? No education. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else became educated and moved forward. You know, generational wealth, college, tuition,
but
and
even
all that.
but look at this right here though. But look at this right here though. And just think about some old white folks in the trailer park.
Mhm.
They get married straight out of high school, and then they own their own trailer pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. It don't necessarily got to be wealth. The important thing is we got to stop telling our kids to have fun while they're young. Get serious while you're young, then have fun
Oh,
when you're old enough to retire.
let me say something real
You know
quick
what I
before you get off.
mean?
When people say wealth, everybody always equates it as money. I'm just saying, like you say,
Yeah,
people in the truck, they get married, they got they buy their trailer double wide away, not making fun of them. That's the way they want to live. That's their wealth. That's what they want.
yeah,
They want
yeah,
the well, that's their wealth. That's how they want to live.
yeah,
So, we can't knock that. It's just they raise an environment how what's successful for them, what they like to do, what work. Like at work, I see the Amish people all the time. They don't use phones. They don't really watch TV. They make their own clothes. All that. They
yeah,
all married. That's their wealth. They're all married. You know what I'm saying? Now they do construction and all that, build houses. They bring in a lot of good money, but they didn't wear no design and none of this shit. They make all their
mhm,
clothes and everything. One thing they probably about to buy is shoes, probably socks. Get what I'm saying? It's different
yeah,
levels of wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's what about what
yeah,
works
yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
Right, but what I'm talking about is I'm not really talking about the monetary
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it. I'm talking about how they find a partner to build with. You know what I mean? So we the only ones that don't do that. We the only ones that think that it's taboo to get married at a young age. I mean, everybody don't think that, but more so in our community, that's what a lot of people think. You know what I mean? I heard a chick tell me one time, this was a while back. She was young. She was I worked with her at the Lansing Mall. We were just friends and we were just talking one day and she was saying that she think getting married is desperate. I was just like, I ain't even had nothing to say. I just let her think that. You know what I'm saying? But
Like, how does that
that's
even make?
how a lot of us think.
Well, how does that even make
Huh?
sense? How does that even make sense?
Oh,
Getting married is
cause she feel like if you if you're lonely, you get married. Some shit like that. When you young and having fun, get married to some old desperate shit that you do because it's over and ain't no more fun to have. So you just desperate now. So you gonna get married to somebody. It's backwards, ain't it?
yeah, that's dumb. I really don't
That's
know.
dumb. It is. But that's how a lot of people think, man. Because
I mean, what?
I
So
mean, I
she said,
don't never I don't really don't hear too many people talk about getting married. I mean, my closest friends are all married, and as far as I know, they're all good dudes. I've never known any of them to cheat. But I mean, other than that, and when you grow up in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, nobody's talking about getting married. Everybody is like you said, they take the man out of the home, and now everybody's struggling to pay the bills. So everybody just thinking about paying bills instead of actually building a strong family to build a legacy to leave behind for their children.
let me tell you another one though. Having a man in the house, but not letting the man be the man is another thing that breaks up a lot of marriages and a lot of homes
Oh
too.
man, you ain't lying. You
That's
ain't
that's
lying.
that's another thing too. That's like you know, that's a thing that
Yeah,
breaks the home too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like they had an old joke, and so daddy went out on the street to get some milk and never came back. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
I mean that happens too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people is not want to let a man lead. They just want to belittle a guy and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's not everybody, but it's not. That's some reason why things don't work too. There's a lot to relationships too, man. You gotta understand, man. It ain't just getting married and everything happy, man. It's a lot to that.
Yeah,
Maintain like anything else you got. It's about how you maintain it, how you take care of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like your car, just like your house, just your clothes. It's how you maintain it. You know,
yeah,
if you just throw it anywhere, you can throw this shirt anywhere, it's gonna have holes, so it's gonna stay dirty. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? You gotta work on it. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you gotta water it every day. You know what I'm saying? If you just come in, hey baby, yo, hey, what's up? Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work. You know,
right,
when you
right. That
when you
ain't work.
better, baby, 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 oh, you look so beautiful, girl. Well, let me take you somewhere. You just come in there like, what you cook? Or you know what I'm saying? Or she come
Right,
to you, where you got some money? You got some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot to maintain that, man. You know, I've been married before, you know, had long-term relationships before, man. It's a lot, man. It seems like some always is something different, man. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of work, man. You gotta have. I think the main thing about it, you know what I'm saying, is just if y'all two are able to communicate though and kind of be kind of alike and have a good understanding with each other. I think that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? That communication where
Now,
people can talk,
yeah.
not nobody take anything personal. Whatever we talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm
Yeah,
belittling
you
you or you
got to be able
belittling
to
me. We really
communicate.
can have a conversation, good or bad. And don't nobody have to sleep on the couch or, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to my boy's house or
Yeah,
let me call my girl. And then she called her girl when the dog, you like, you hear what this motherfucker said? You know, if you can keep
right.
it in house, that's
That's
how it works.
hey, that's something I've heard since I was a young man. When you do get married and go talk to our homies, and she, well, you know, we can, but we supposed to keep big problems between the married couple. We ain't supposed to be talking to our homies. She not supposed to be talking to her girls, and they definitely not supposed to be dogging you out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know,
You
she got the wrong friends if the first thing they do is try to dog the man out instead of try to really figure out what the problem is. And the same goes for us. If I'm talking to a guy that's always saying, "Oh man, fuck that bitch. Man, fuck that bitch. Go home and slap that bitch." Okay, that's not my friend right here. And if it
yeah,
is, he immature. He don't know what he talking about. Know what I
it goes
mean?
it goes both ways on that. Like if you try that, you keep all of it in house. That's the only way it works. You don't want to go to
Yeah.
your boy.
Yeah.
Hey, go to your boy and say, "Man, I can't believe she did that. Man, she be treating me like this." What your boy gonna say? "Man, I told you not to marry that bitch anyway." And then you're gonna be like, "Man, don't be calling my girl.
Yeah.
Man, what's wrong?" You know what I'm saying? That's what they say because they
Right.
don't want you happy anyway. You know what I'm saying? They still out here in the
Yeah.
streets. They waking up everywhere, and you know what I'm saying. To each his own. Do whatever you want to do, but you know they not happy. So they go say, "Man, I told you." Because you're not hanging out with him all the time no more. You at home living the good life. You know what I'm saying? People can't
Yeah.
wait for them up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with women. You know, you can have a great time. Women come over, hang at your house. All the women, hey, Marco, hey, you know, how was work, all that. But let me lose a job. And they come over. They whole look gonna change. You been looking for a job?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? But you know you gotta take care of my girl. You know, she told me you ain't, you know,
Right.
all they looking at them like, damn, like how you she told you all that, you know what I'm saying? Keep everything in house, man, like everything, you know what I mean? Period. Like that's the
That's
only way
right.
it's gonna work. Y'all one team, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody come before you too, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Period. That's the only way it's gonna work. You let other people in it, man, it's going I seen it go wrong, you know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
That's my
we
you know.
yeah. Yeah. I've seen that a few times too. Well, I think in the beginning though, we gotta be more authentic. Stop saying, "Man, can I get a plate? Would you cook tonight?" and all that type of stuff, and actually be like, "Damn, how are
That
you
ain't
today?" You know what I'm saying? Really, really, we really gotta be friends. You really gotta be friends with a lady
I,
if you
I
really
get
want
what you're
to,
saying, but that is like
if
the
you really
most
want to
easy
have a strong relationship. You know what I mean?
look.
I'm not the type to, you ever heard that thing where, you get a girl phone number and everybody say, well, you supposed to wait 3 days before you call her. I'm gonna call her when I tell her I'm gonna call her. If I get her phone number, I say I'm gonna call you tonight. I'm gonna call her tonight. I'm not gonna wait 3 days. You know what I mean? I think that's once we start playing them games, you're just playing a game now. You're not being authentic. Why you get her phone number? Tell you gonna call her tonight, but you're gonna wait for 3 days to call her.
That's dumb, man. You get a girl number, man. You might say you call her when you walking away. You know what I'm saying? While she still, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
You know, it's not like call hey,
yeah,
you know,
but I think that's what we got. Rather, all the way at the beginning, we gotta start being authentic. You know what I'm saying? And be striving for a real relationship, man. Just getting draws, that's easy. You know what I mean? And it's really ain't it. When we was younger, yeah, we wanted to get some draws, make us feel like grown men and all that. But once you get enough draws, or if you was taught different and you was taught to get a good woman and them draws not important. I mean, either way, eventually earlier in life, I think we need to start finding real relationships and building families and building homes. And that's gonna build our community up.
Yeah. But
Because I
all you can do,
mean, the way it is now, it's horrible. I think that was you was telling me. Did you tell me about? I believe this was you. Some guy tried to holler at a chick, and she's like, "No, I'm married." And he's like, "Oh, well, fuck you then, bitch." Was that you told me that story?
he's something like, yeah, he got out, yeah, like he got pissed off, and
Yeah,
people,
I
women,
mean, what the fuck is that? I mean, I see why women are so standoffish with dudes nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because if a woman did that to me and she was bigger than me and stronger than me, I'd be like, damn, I'd be kind of scared. You know what I'm saying?
more like,
Then the next time you see a big tall woman, you like shit. I don't know if I want to talk to her. She might flip out on me because I don't want to give her my phone number or something. You know what I
right.
mean?
It was more like what I was saying was, I believe what I was saying was, you know how a guy try to holler at a chick and she kindly, no, I got a man or whatever, and then he instantly like, fuck you then, like,
Yeah,
that's fuck you, like she just said no, fuck you, but
man. But she had a
men,
good reason. I mean, she not supposed to talk to you if she got a man.
right, you know what I'm saying, but they get mad, they like, oh, and they be knowing who the girl man is, so they're like, oh, fuck him, or you'll talk to that motherfucker, but not me, like, fuck that nigga, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? How
right.
people be, man. Like for real. You married to a sucker, or thinking you just trying to break the bond. Like I'm saying, you don't want to be with her and marry her. You just want to fuck a marriage up. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much,
That's
pretty much.
that's what it pretty much is, man. It's
Because
like
I mean, if he really wanted to be with her, he would have been way more smoother than, oh, well, fuck you then, bitch. Damn, she said she was married. She didn't say no, you're ugly.
no,
She said, no, I'm married. I can't give you my number. Oh, fuck you then, bitch. Damn, man, calm the fuck down.
it
You know,
still
that's the
happens.
type of shit right there.
It happens all the
Huh?
time. It happens all the time, man. Just,
That's
period.
scary, man. I'm glad I'm not no woman, man, because that is scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Golly. And just think if
Well, a lot of
just think if it's some ex-convict dude with muscles and tattoos, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I'm married. You're like, well, fuck you then, bitch. That's scary, man.
oh yeah, it just
But yeah,
it's
we gotta do way better.
it's all types of people, man, out here that they take, they live different lives, man. They look at things differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, like chick might not want somebody that smokes cigarettes or something, but he do some other
Yeah,
bullshit, or he might not like a girl that hang out at the club, but she do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, ain't nobody perfect, man. You know what I'm saying?
and
So
you gotta find the person that fits you the best. You know what I mean? I mean, nowadays ain't nobody say you got 10 boxes that you won't check before you say, well, this is the perfect woman right here. Nobody's gonna check all 10 of them boxes. Get the one that check the 5 boxes that you like the most. You know what I'm saying? And if you only got 5 boxes, pick the one that checks the boxes that you like the most. You know what I'm saying? Even if they can't check all 5. Because golly,
yeah, but you
I
gotta
mean,
people got
I done heard people that been married 50 years. They talking
yeah,
about, yeah, somebody cheated, but they stuck it out. Now, me personally, I can't stick it out after no cheating.
yeah.
I'm out. You know what I'm saying? but
It ain't
I
even
mean, a lot of people do it, man. They do
ain't even that serious, man. I tell you like this: fuck the whole. Let's just say fuck the whole relationship shit. Fuck the whole marriage shit. Like period. What I'm saying about that is, I can tell you like this: if you're not working on yourself and getting yourself ready for when you do meet that person, ain't no need you even worrying about that shit any motherfucking way. To be honest, you know what I'm
it.
saying? You got to
Yeah,
work on
I agree
yourself
with that
first. You
100%.
know what I'm saying?
I
That's
agree
the
with
real
that
shit.
100%.
That's why most
But I'm
shit
just
don't work.
saying,
You walking into something
well,
that you can't with anyway. You can't, you can't control this if you get in there. You can't lead if you ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? Just wasting people time. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't getting yourself
yeah,
together, you know what I'm saying? The rest don't even matter. You feel what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
my
Too
opinion.
many relationships, and too many children begin off some drunk shit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I just seen a lot of guys, we be sober all day. As soon as we start drinking, now all of a sudden they got a call to chick. You're dealing with your lower self when you're drunk or when you're high. You're not really planting good seeds into this woman while you talking to her while you're drunk. You know what I mean? You're not telling her how you really feel because you're drunk. If you can't tell her that when you're sober, you shouldn't be telling her that when you're drunk. You know what I mean? And it happens way too much.
Yeah. I don't know how, you know. I mean, I know how it happened, but you
We
know, I
got
don't think it's drunk. I don't think it's the club. It's just how people's lifestyle, man. And like, you know, some people be like, man, I ain't about to get her pregnant, but I don't need no kids, or I ain't about to. No, some people don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And you got people out here too, like, I'm gonna get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. It's not one way, bro. I'm trying to tell you, life is different. There's so many different angles, though. It's not always that. It's
yeah,
something else.
but we see, but what I'm saying is we see the angles that's not working for our
Hmm.
community as a whole. We
But
see
hold
the
on,
angles that's not working for our community as a whole.
I get exactly what you're saying. You saying some real shit. But for the nigga out here on the street, who are you to say what works for them? It might be working for them. That's why a lot of shit don't change. You telling the truth, but
It's
it's
not
your
working.
truth.
It's not working.
It's your truth. But I'm just saying, if you say, "Oh, you doing this, you ain't winning," how you telling me I'm not winning? Like just because you said it, don't mean I'm not winning. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
I
yeah,
might be winning
yeah, I get it. That's the problem.
doing what
That's the
you know. I'm doing
problem. Like,
what
look,
you're doing with. I might not want your ideology of what how you think I should live. I might not want to live that way. So a lot
that's
of
the problem right there. It's not
yeah,
it's not my
but
ideology
people are
how
not
I think
robots, bro.
somebody should be.
But listen, bro, people are not robots too. Like you can't make everybody
Not
just mark.
robots at all.
You know, we can't
But
make
then
everybody
again, we
mark.
are. We not
You right.
robots, and but we are. You know what I'm saying? A lot
You
of
right.
us don't even know that. A lot of us don't even know that we've been programmed by the music and the TV that we watch. You know what I mean? We don't even know that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
but
the
listen, like I'm
reason our
saying.
community is so fucked up is because of the music we listen to.
Mhm.
You don't hear no other culture's music talking about killing our own people or talking about treating our own women like shit. You know what I mean? And this man, the thing that really gets me is half these motherfuckers never even do the shit that they talk about. You know what I'm saying? A real drug dealer is not gonna tell you they sell drugs. A real killer is not gonna tell you they kill somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So half the and everybody say, well, you have a mind, you know how to differentiate between music and real life. But okay, when this song Search and Rescue came out by Drake, I hated
Mhm.
that song from the start. I still hate that song right now. But when it comes on the radio, I know every word because I hear it so much. It's still in my brain, even though I don't like that song. So what I'm saying is the more we listen to people that's not really doing what they saying they doing, that's fucking us up even more too. I mean, think about this right here, man. This really irks my nerves too. Chris Brown on that one song, he always talking about I took a broke nigga's bitch. Like that's some big shit. Now, if you really have fire game, you'll be taking somebody with more than you. You would take that girl. You would have Beyonce sitting on your lap. You know what I'm saying? If you really had mad fire game like that, you took a broke nigga's bitch. That's not nothing to be proud of. You know what I mean? You Chris Brown. You should be able to take anybody's bitch.
Yeah, it's just a
But that's the
song.
type. That's the type of shit you listen to. You know what I
But it's just
mean?
because you got to think it's not the program. You can say yeah, but you got to look at it like this. Man, if Luther came on or Teddy Penn, you know the words to all that shit, but you don't live your life like that. Like if that came on the radio, you know the words to that. That's programmed in your head too.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
pick and choose.
But I like Ted,
That sound
I
cool.
like Teddy Pendergrass. What I'm
That
saying is,
sound
yeah, but
cool.
I like Teddy Pendergrass. I don't
But
like
listen,
Drake, but I still know every word to that
Drake,
song. You know
Drake's
what I
my guy.
mean?
Drake. I like Drake. But this is what I'm saying. It sounds cooler to be around people, you know what I'm saying, to make you look cool if you say, these hoes ain't loyal. Just make you, oh, I'm somebody. These hoes ain't loyal.
That's
Yeah.
that's a that's a dumb that's a dumb that's a dumb that's a dumb
Right.
sentence in itself. It's a
It's
hoe.
cool.
She not. We know hoes ain't loyal. You ain't told me nothing smart.
You can't
That's like
you
saying.
can't
That's
be
like saying. That's like saying crackheads are always high. Okay, you ain't
no,
told
listen
me
what
shit.
I'm saying, though. Listen what I'm saying though. You can't, you can't be around nobody talking about, yeah, I just need some sexual healing, like Marvin Gaye. Man, motherfucker be like, shut your lame ass up, motherfucker, you soft ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? You gotta be like, took a broke nigga
Right,
bitch.
right.
Yeah, I hollered that old girl. Yeah, she fuck with that. That's what life is, man. The cool shit, you a sucker for
Right.
being on the
And
cool
that's the
shit.
problem. That's exactly the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with that's what's wrong with relationships. That's what's wrong with our community. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no loyalty, really.
Right.
You
That's
know
what
what I
I'm saying.
mean?
People looking at shit like people gonna be like, "What work for you?" That's for all the people out there that's saying, "Motherfucker, talking about getting married and shit." Motherfucker, who the fuck that's for them. They like, nigga, I don't want to hear that bullshit. It's for them people. That's what,
You
you
don't, you
know.
don't, you don't got to get married. You don't have to be
People,
married. But why? But why wreck a woman's whole livelihood? You know what I mean?
they ain't never the
I mean,
intent, man.
women get ruined every time one of us cheat on them. They be ruined
Yeah.
for a long time, and some of them never make it back. You know what I'm saying, man? Do you know? I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a personal story. The last probably 4 women that I dealt with, all square up and down, I was a cheater. I never cheated on none of them ever, not one time. They never seen women's texting my phone, never seen nobody in my DMs, but they are fucked up from other relationships that they done had. They're fucked. They they can't trust nobody again. You know what I'm saying? And me sitting up here being true to them, I'm like, this is a waste of my time. I don't like being accused of shit I didn't do. At first, it's cute, it's funny. You know what I'm saying? You like, come on now, quit playing. You know I ain't did nothing. But then after a while, once you see they really serious, you like, man, it's like walking through Walmart and having a security guard follow you all around. I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate being accused of shit I didn't do. And so it's just women get fucked up by that, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Everybody trauma, man. Women got trauma, men got trauma, man. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
been men.
Yeah.
It been men that chick broke their heart, man, in high school, man. That's why they do some stone cold no give a fuck to this day. You know what I'm saying? You would never. I ain't loving nobody again. You know what I'm saying? That's what.
Right.
It's just like, man, on some real shit, man. You know. But yeah, I don't know. That's just life, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
But that's just my thing, man. It's so cool to be toxic now. We gotta get away from that. The word toxic is not a good word. And you see people put it in their posts all the time, talking about being toxic or he's toxic, but it's kind of cute and all that dumb shit. Toxic is a bad word. If you look the meaning of toxic up, it's not nothing that you want to be. It's not nothing that you should be proud of. You know what I mean? But somehow the word is trendy
yeah, yeah,
now. It just,
definitely a trending topic. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, I
And
don't know,
younger
bro.
people think it's cool. They like to use it in their sentences, talking about they toxic, he toxic, and then they laugh like it's cute. No, toxic can get you killed. You know what I mean? It really can. Yeah, there's plenty of men in prison for killing their wife and their lover. There's plenty of men in prison for killing their lover's husband. You know what I mean? It's some women in prison for killing their husband for cheating. It's just that should get you killed, man. It's not funny. It's not a joke. And being toxic isn't cool. That's not no strong relationship. Break up to make up and all that. That's dumb. All that's dumb, man. But we gotta. I mean, I guess all we could do is teach our sons to be better. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
shit, we already in our 50s, so yeah, I guess that's all we can really do: be better ourselves and teach our sons to be better.
you're getting better, man. And if you see some younger cats, around or they in your life, man, try to give them a jewel or two if they'll take it.
Yeah,
Try to teach them,
yeah. You
man.
ain't gonna never hear me. You're not
You
gonna
leave
never hear
that
me asking some young guy, how many girlfriends he got and all that type of shit. Because I remember what it did to me when I was a kid. I'm like, shit, I'm feeling less than a man because I ain't got no girlfriend. I'm only 7. Nigga, you ain't supposed to have nothing but some toys. You know what I
But that sounded
mean?
cool. That
Shit.
sounded cool when you were 7, though. I got all the girlfriends.
Yeah,
It's,
it did sound cool, but now that I'm a grown man thinking about a 7-year-old, you shouldn't even be thinking about girls. You should be trying to figure out how to read better, how to be successful in life. You know what I mean? And. But that's what they do in other cultures, man. We the only ones that think we supposed to have fun while we're young. While other cultures are like, no, you figure out how to take care of yourself and take care of a family while you're young, then you have fun when you're in your 40s and your 50s, and when you could
right.
retire early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like
But
they
that
say,
that
man,
should be the goal.
if we knew what we knew now, man, you know what I'm saying? Just all the learning
Yeah.
experience. You know what I mean?
But that's just the country we grew up in, man. It's like that all over the country. It's not just our community. When you hear people say "have fun while you're young," that's an American thing. But you get to see in other countries, man. They don't tell their kids that.
You know what? We get ready to get up out of here, man. But you know what? The well-off people, or just the people that had the right education and went to school, became successful. You know what their whole little playtime is? You know what they always say? Oh, that was back when I was
What's
in
that?
college. Man, we used to do it. Ooh, when we was in college, man, that's when they had all their fun.
Yeah,
In 4 years
right,
of college, they acted a fool, ran around, did whatever they want to do, messed with all the women. When got out of college, it was back to business. You know what I'm saying? But you see every movie, everything you see, every people you meet, they say, "Oh yeah, when I was in college, man, that was when I was in college." Now you in the real
right.
world. We just didn't get that opportunity. A lot of people didn't even finish high school. You get what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
so people on the street still playing like kids. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. We'll be back with you next week. You know what I'm saying? My name was Marco. My boy Josh. You know what I'm saying? It's been a
All
pleasure, my
right,
brother.
brother.
We'll be back at it next week, y'all. All right, peace.
Peace out.